There is a threat to our health that is greater than any terrorist attack to date. It's invisible, silent, stealthy, and almost impossible to detect. It affects each cell of our body and cannot be seen with the naked eye. Both the CDC and NIH have admitted this is happening, and 3 separate international conferences have convened to try and understand it. But the information you're about to see in this short presentation could be your best chance to help attack this growing menace that's creeping up on us. This is Kevin Richardson, and I'm the Director of Research at Natural Health Sciences. I will be showing you how you can transform your immune system into a virtual fortress and defend against the threats we face today. What I'll be sharing here is completely natural and abundant. After news reports of infections that are resisting standard antibiotic treatment, resulting in death 50% of the time, after regular innocent people like you went to the doctor to treat a routine bacterial infection such as diarrhea, urinary tract infection, or a respiratory disease, and suddenly found themselves fighting for their life as the infection rapidly spread throughout the body. Despite being given the strongest drugs available, it could not be swept under the rug anymore. Take the case of Kelly. She did not have the life-saving information I am about to share with you. At just 25, Kelly found herself fighting for her life as a result of a recurrent urinary tract infection. She was so ill that her parents were called to the hospital in the middle of the night, as staff feared she might die. Commonly dismissed as just a bout of urinary tract infection, the condition almost killed Kelly because the antibiotics that once took care of these infections so easily are, in many cases, no longer working. Kelly had been suffering from recurrent UTIs since the age of 23, often getting them every month or couple of months. Kelly says, "No one could say for sure why I was getting so many infections, though they thought it might have been because my bladder didn't empty properly. My doctor would prescribe a course of antibiotics and I'd start to feel better within days." Then, in August last year, Kelly developed yet another infection, but this time the antibiotics that once eased her symptoms didn't work. She was given a new antibiotic, had the odd good day, but as soon as the course finished, she'd be in stabbing pain again. Between August and December of 2013, her doctor tried 6 different antibiotics, but without any success. In January, tests revealed that her infection was caused by a form of the E. coli bacteria that is resistant to all 8 of the antibiotics normally prescribed for urinary tract infections. Tests indicated that only one antibiotic, meropenem, would work, but it could be given only intravenously in hospital. So Kelly was sent to the hospital again. She was given first a single dose. When even that didn't work, she went back for another course of the treatment over 5 days. She began to feel a bit better, but 10 days later was back in hospital. But this time she landed in the intensive care unit. The bladder infection had gone untreated for so long that it had spread to her kidneys, and from there into her bloodstream, a potentially lethal condition. Kelly recalls, "When I started to feel ill again, I couldn't believe it. My pulse was racing. I felt faint and had severe pain in my abdomen. It was the worst pain I'd ever had. I was doubled over. My mother took me to the hospital and they gave me morphine, but it didn't really touch the pain. I thought I was going to die. I was hallucinating and shouting for a priest." Kelly spent 10 days in hospital and a further 7 days at home on intravenous antibiotics. In the end, Kelly survived, but not without a battle for her very life. Others have not been so lucky. Richard Johnson, 54, had been given painkillers for what doctors thought was stiffening of his hands. But when it was realized that he had an infection called necrotizing fasciitis, surgeons were forced to amputate his left leg in a bid to save his life. I did not include the images here because they are too disturbing. They then watched in horror as black areas spread to his abdomen while they were operating. This attack, which is becoming more common, is an infection which sweeps through the body, both inside and out, so swiftly that it can actually be seen spreading with the naked eye. The message is clear. Not only is medicine unable to respond to this new type of health threat, not only are they scrambling to contain it and prevent these fatal superbugs from spreading into the general population because there is no known medical cure. The shocking truth is that medical drugs are what created them. Every expert agrees the cause of these superbugs is from the overprescription of antibiotics. The Missouri Department of Health explains it this way. Every time a person takes antibiotics, sensitive bacteria are killed, but resistant germs may be left to grow and multiply. Repeated and improper uses of antibiotics are primary causes of the increase in drug-resistant bacteria. The overprescription of antibiotics has allowed bacteria and viruses to mutate into new strains that are immune or resistant to even the strongest antibiotics available today. Antibiotics that have been doled out as a sure thing are now a roll of the dice. The best defense we as consumers have, and which I will tell you more about in a moment, is to drive up your body's protective shield and attack threats to our health. What most people do not know is that any foreign invader that gets in your body has a gestation period. It can even lie dormant in the body for years. But when your immune system loses a certain level of strength, or when the internal environment of the human body becomes weak enough, harmful bacteria or viruses become active, and then you start to get sick. When you start to get sick, your body is taxed tremendously, like putting extra weight on an already weakened body. And it's game time for the bacteria or virus. It's time to rapidly multiply. It's like a ticking time bomb waiting to go off, right in our own bodies. But it usually starts with signs we brush aside every day. We start to feel run down. We feel tired even though we sleep 8 hours a night. We feel pain in our joints, have foggy thinking, and even feel emotionally distressed. But if you can keep the virus or bacteria at bay before it swiftly multiplies and spreads, your body's natural defenses, its built-in army, can fight these foreign invaders. Your white blood cells can seek them out, attack them, and destroy them. But in a weakened state, in a stress state, your immune system may not have the strength to do what it was designed to do. And when you go into a full-blown infection or illness, that is usually when you end up in front of the doctor or the emergency room. And then you are prescribed an antibiotic, usually as the first step. Antibiotics have become the new quick fix, and now it seems we are paying the price. The only true defense is, and always has been, to toughen your body and your immune system to keep bacteria in check before it can take hold. And this also holds true for superbugs. However, there is one thing superbugs are not resistant to. It is something that all harmful bacteria and viruses cannot fight against. It is also something abnormal cell growth cannot exist in the presence of. It is a nutrient that for over 100 years has been shown to seek out and destroy any harmful threats to your body. It's going to sound deceptively simple, but here it is. The reason why you or the people you love aren't healing from a debilitating illness isn't because you don't have the right drug. It's because you or your loved ones don't have enough oxygen in your cells. Saying it another way, if you're like 99.99% of people suffering today, you don't know how to get oxygen into your cells. I know this sounds crazy, but it's the cold, hard truth. However, there's actually a right way to get oxygen into your body's cells that some people naturally do, while the rest of us are forced to suffer. Incredible, isn't it? Every documented case study I saw and every client I taught these therapies to, the story was the same. There were little things some people did that turned their bodies into impenetrable fortresses when it came to illness and disease. And big mistakes most people like us make without even realizing it that have their bodies begging to be infected. Plain and simple, the big secret to defend against the threats that exist today, and even reverse them, is to learn how to oxygenate your cells. The right way. To give each cell in your body the power to do what it was designed to do. Stay strong and healthy, no matter what comes its way. Did you know that in the 50s, the #1 cause of death was accidents? Things like car crashes, acts of God, or completely uncontrollable events. But today, heart disease and stroke are the #1 preventable cause of death. A healthy man or a woman can be happily playing with his or her child in a playground, and without warning, suddenly be attacked by a blinding heart attack, gasping to breathe as the world turns black. At best, they are treated in time. But sadly, many live the rest of their life with brain damage, unable to walk or move, because of permanent paralysis or worse. After heart disease, the other greatest cause of death today is cancer, then diabetes. It is staggering, and, well, it's just plain sad that we will leave our family helpless and alone because of a disease that could have been easily prevented. Not to mention the devastating costs of medical bills they are burdened with long after you're gone. Yet, as I said just now, there are individuals and even entire cultures that seem to escape this fate. Also, there are many countries outside the U.S. that encourage these specific therapies to prevent and reverse the threats to our health today. There are 2 facts about all healing I will share with you right now that will change everything you've heard about keeping each cell of your body in optimum health for life. It will fly in the face of all the things you've grown up hearing, so hold tight. But before I get into those 2 healing facts, there is something you need to know right now. The fact that you have not been told you can easily live a life full of energy, full of activity, drive, and a deep and abundant supply of health. The fact that you were unaware Big Pharma and the medical establishment make billions keeping you in the dark, ignorant and suffering, enslaved to their treatments, which still have a pathetically low success rate. The fact that though help has existed not just for years, not just for decades, but for over 100 years with thousands of peer-reviewed documented case studies, but has been suppressed and hidden from you, what you need to know is, it's not your fault. But the fact remains that diseases and illnesses, even the ones the medical establishment and Big Pharma want you to believe are incurable, can be avoided and even reversed. And it can be done without any need for drugs or surgery and without the need for painful side effects. Let me explain. Imagine that cute little guppy you saw in the beginning of this presentation. Like all fish, it breathes water into its gills, and it takes the oxygen out of the water inside its body. But what if the water was polluted? What if it was filled with things that were harmful or even deadly? What if it had chemicals that caused abnormal cell growth? They would go right into the little guppy, right? So just focusing on helping the guppy is not enough. You can see that, right? We need to clear the water. When it comes to you, the guppy is like your organs and cells, and the water in the fishbowl is your blood and the fluids that surround your cells and organs. The goal is to clean the water and fluids around your cells and organs of harmful invaders that feed off your body from the inside. And we need to do it in such a way that we don't harm your healthy cells. I hope this is making sense to you. Now, here's where the penny really drops. You see, the fact is that an oxygen-rich environment is one of the most powerful defenses against these harmful invaders. Wherever you have high levels of oxygen in your body, your immune system, the complex army that your body naturally has, can be at its strongest. At the same time, healthy cells thrive, resulting in a dramatic boost to your immune system. Not only that, oxygen helps your body defend against radiation from simple X-rays or UV rays from the sun. It's all in the matter of how you use it. You know all of those laundry detergents and cleaning products that are called Oxy this or Oxy that? They're called that because they have the cleaning power of oxygen. Think of oxygen therapy the same way. It enters your body and, like a heat-seeking missile, travels through your body and neutralizes threats to your health. In fact, oxygen therapies have been shown to stimulate white blood cell production, which turns your immune system into a powerhouse ready and equipped to resist any enemy once it enters your body. Break down man-made chemicals, poisons, and other toxins that have entered your body. Increases the efficiency of antioxidants, so you can slow down the aging process and prevent the breakdown of collagen, which melts wrinkles off your skin and keeps it as firm and youthful as a child's. And fight cancer cells by increasing the production of something called interferon. It's the main chemical your body creates to fight abnormal cell growth right in its tracks. I think you get the idea. Long before antibiotics were ever invented, it was one form of oxygen therapy or another that was used, and it dates as far back as 1920. Even the website of the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute describes oxygen therapy as a treatment that provides you with extra oxygen, a gas that your body needs to work well. The site goes on to say, oxygen is considered a medicine, so your doctor must prescribe it. Oxygen therapy helps many people function better and be more active. It also may help decrease shortness of breath and tiredness, improve sleep in some people who have sleep-related breathing disorders, and increase the lifespan of some people who have COPD. The website continues to say, some short-term and ongoing diseases and conditions can prevent you from getting enough oxygen. The site then goes on to list the various conditions that oxygen therapy has been proven to help. Severe pneumonia, severe asthma, respiratory distress syndrome, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, late-stage heart failure, cystic fibrosis, sleep apnea. In 1931, a man named Dr. Otto Warburg won his first Nobel Prize for work proving cancer is caused by a lack of oxygen in the cells. He states in his book, The Prime Cause and Prevention of Cancer, that the cause of cancer is no longer a mystery. We know it occurs whenever any cell is denied 60% of its oxygen requirements. That was back in 1931. But documentation and proof of oxygen therapy restoring and maintaining a strong immune system goes back to the late 1800s. So that begs the question, why is oxygen therapy not a part of our everyday lives if it is so powerful? The answer is simple. It is not profitable. There is a very good reason why the powers that be are trying so hard to direct you away from using readily available, abundant, and inexpensive forms of oxygen therapy. In fact, in the 1960s, the pioneering and courageous Dr. Robert Atkins of Atkins Diet fame temporarily lost his license after he publicly reported that he had completely cured, a woman's breast cancer by injecting the tumor with a form of oxygen. The public rallied and forced the New York State Medical Board to reinstate his license. But they did so only on condition that Dr. Atkins agreed to stop using or publicly encourage the use of oxygen therapy. You see, the system itself is a cancer, and it is feeding off our illness. Yet many people the world over have been helped by these simple therapies. The reason why these simple therapies I'm sharing with you are so powerful lies in one singular fact. Disease and oxygen cannot be in the same space in your body. Oxygen is the most powerful healing nutrient we have. We cannot live longer than a few minutes without it. And just like you, I wondered, how is oxygen not getting into my cells when I breathe all day long? Well, here's the second fact about using oxygen to help optimize your health. It's not enough that oxygen gets into your lungs. Oxygen needs to get inside your cells to have its true healing effect. When it is inside your cells, they become strengthened and can defend themselves the way they were supposed to. When oxygen levels in your cells drop too low, your cells become too weak to fight. That is where it breaks down. That is why even though we breathe all day, we still get sick. This is important for you to know. You see, when a drug or any form of medical treatment like radiation or surgery is used, it can kill the harmful invader that is making you sick. But it does not, I repeat, it does not heal the cell. Like a nuclear bomb explosion, it obliterates all the harmful bacteria, viruses, or germs in one blast. But here's the thing, most of these so-called treatments kill healthy cells together with a bacteria, germ, or virus. That's what current treatment is like. That's what happens in your body when foreign, non-natural chemicals, radiation, or even chemotherapy is used to kill a disease-causing organism in your body. It destroys healthy cells as well. That, my friend, is why people experience side effects from so many of the medical treatments today. The side effects you feel are you experiencing the death of healthy cells. The truth behind defending and protecting your health comes first from getting oxygen inside your cells, and it can strengthen those cells at the same time. How do you actually do that? Great question. Now here's the real answer. Like I said, my name is Kevin Richardson, and with your permission, I'd like to share with you the power of oxygen therapy and how to flood oxygen into your cells and attain optimum immunity. When you master this simple concept, you'll be astonished that something so simple can do so much. And I also want to show you how and why your body is already a powerful healing machine and how to wake up its natural disease-fighting ability, giving you rapid energy and well-being moments after using it. I'd like to show you the readily available oxygen therapy treatments you can start as early as tonight, one of which costs you less than 2 cents a day. Yes, I know it sounds incredible, but it's true. I want to show you how you can self-apply this simple therapy at home in just 1 minute. This includes the exact protocol and sources where you can get your hands on a natural oxygenating substance, which is the cornerstone of this therapy. And if you're wondering, this natural substance has been given the thumbs up by the FDA. I want to show you the easy way to make sure your body's cells are open and ready to receive and utilize the oxygen from the bloodstream. This is crucial because, as you know, everything depends on the cells being infused with oxygen. And the powerful and life-changing stories of other regular people, like you and me, who have been able to experience the simple home-based therapies you will soon have in your hands. But most of all, I want to share with you all the drop-dead simple methods to apply oxygen therapy in your own home without having to pay for expensive treatments and without having to haggle with insurance. Yet it's so effective you can begin to see and feel the astonishing changes occur before your eyes. How? By introducing you to a simple, easy-to-use system called OxySolution. The OxySolution is a drop-dead simple program that teaches you how to use oxygen therapy so you don't just have to band-aid an illness you or your loved ones are suffering from. First, you'll get the OxySolution step-by-step training manual, your complete guidebook to mastering this simple yet powerful technique. And right off the bat, you'll see in the manual all the different kinds of oxygen therapy you can start today so you can begin your road to dominant health or help someone you care about end the suffering they are enduring right now. Next, I'll show you which oxygen therapy is best for the ailment you want to heal and how to maintain an almost superhuman immune system for you, your family, your children, or anyone you don't want to see suffer. If you have an illness everyone just shrugs at, or one where you supposedly have no other options left, don't worry. You're also going to see in the OxySolution how to get virtually instant relief. Remember, the oxygen therapies you will have access to have been shown to help the most incurable illnesses to date, like the HIV virus, and practically all forms of cancer. Next, we'll get to the main event. We're moving to the simple home treatments you can apply to yourself, so you don't have to worry about fighting to have insurance pay for more expensive treatments that require travel. In this section, you'll find an exact regimen you can follow that others have followed before you that bathe all your cells with a life-giving oxygen 24 hours a day, even as you sleep, and how to use your maintenance routine once your immediate needs have been met. If you're haunted by a condition that affects your appearance, like a skin problem, like maybe, acne, eczema, psoriasis, even rashes, or even premature aging, when you activate the oxygen pump mechanism of your cells, you can destroy the free radicals that tear apart the skin-tightening collagen, that keeps skin clear, smooth, tight, elastic, and wrinkle-free. Friends will ask what you are doing to create skin that glows. And now, when you run out of a shelf full of skincare products, you won't have to spend any more money to replace them. You can say goodbye to that 30-minute morning routine you were a slave to. Now you will be able to go outside your house without makeup and never have to worry. And you'll learn exactly what kind of foods you can add to your diet to boost the oxygenating effect of your therapy. It's like taking a Formula One race car and putting space shuttle fuel into its gas tank. Here's my promise to you. When you follow the system and put it into action, you'll be astounded by the results. You'll stare and wonder at the reflection you see in the mirror. Or when your doctor stands there holding your lab results, baffled, scratching his head, saying, "How is this possible? This can't be." Then humbly asking, "How did you do it?" Listen to this. J.O. was a 67-year-old man with severe blockages of the arteries to his legs and extensive blockage of the vessels to his heart. He had endured bypass operations on both legs and quadruple bypass on his heart. This was a terminally ill man ravaged with arteriosclerosis. All of his tissues were choking to death, literally starving for oxygen. His surgeons offered J.O. little hope. He had gangrene, a rotting of tissue due to lack of oxygen, and the surgeon said an amputation of his left leg below the knee was necessary. If he refused the surgery, they would have to operate later and take off the entire leg. Basically a fix it now or pay more later kind of choice. He was willing to try anything within reason to save his leg, so J.O. agreed to try daily oxygen therapy. In just 24 hours after the first treatment, his pain had decreased, and by the fourth session, it had almost disappeared entirely. With repeated oxygen treatments, the kind you will have access to in the oxy solution, the gangrenous tissue cleared rapidly. He soon put his crutches away. There was another man north of Minneapolis, Minnesota, that had a stroke in July of '84. The doctors opened up some arteries that were 100% and 90% plugged. They put him on some medicine and said, "Get your house in order." He was sleeping 19 hours a day. I referred him to a man not far from him who told him what a certain type of oxygen therapy did for him. He told him to do it properly, and he would have him back to work in 2 months. He actually went back to work in 70 days. Then in October, his daughter got married and he redecorated the house. Those who attended the wedding said he never missed a dance or the opportunity to kiss the young girls. In August 1986, the doctor gave him a physical like he had never received and declared him as physically fit as a 22-year-old. The man asked his doctor to take him off of disability. The doctor told him he didn't know how. For people suffering from clogged arteries who have access to the oxy solution, it's a choice between having your ribcage cracked open or using a home therapy for pennies with relief on the first day. One 60-year-old patient who could not even get out of bed in the morning, he was so racked with aches and pains. He took to laying his mattress on the floor so he could roll out of bed and lie on the floor for a while before he had the strength to rise to his feet. After a couple of weeks of using one type of oxygen therapy at home just a few times a day, he was able to leap out of bed. In addition to no longer being plagued by his usual aches and pains, he found he was hardly ever troubled by colds, flu, or other ailments. Then there's the story of John from Birmingham, Alabama, who wrote, "I'm just trying to help in any way I can, because no one should have to go through what I went through, numbing devastation and fear. If this helps you, please spread the word. I'm still shocked it worked, and it took only a week. How it is possible that people don't know about this is beyond me. Over the period of 2 years, 2 cancerous growths appeared on my nose. One of them was growing very slow, the other one faster. Then in less than a year, another one appeared on my face as well. It was on the other side of my nose, very close to my eye. That one was growing at an alarming rate. All those growths hurt with unusual intensity when touched and had tiny veins, but they were not moles. They were kind of the color of my skin, except more red and at times really red. I was getting worried and felt helpless. I begged God to help me and I searched a lot. I was getting so worried by that point because the spot close to my eye was growing even faster, and by then it was about 5 millimeters in diameter. And just a few months ago, it was a tiny spot. I was so desperate my eyes watered every time I looked at the spots on my face." After using one of the techniques in the oxy solution, he wrote, "The abnormal growth after a while formed a crust, much like what happens in a normal sore. The strangest thing is, I see no scars. It flattened it out like it was never there, in a week, even the fastest growing one. I'm still in shock. I tried so many things. Thank God, thank God." Here's another story. 2 parents dropped everything and flew to Florida for 11 days to try oxygen therapy. They both have daughters with cerebral palsy, 9-year-old Kaylee with severe cerebral palsy, and 7-year-old Danielle with mild cerebral palsy with the ability to walk. Both reported immediate dramatic improvement. Kaylee was relaxed and more flexible, and for the first time in 4 years could lie on her stomach. Danielle was able to walk much better. In a few minutes, I'll read more stories and testimonials to you, but the truth is, I could go on for hours with story after story, illness after illness, cured or dramatically relieved using these simple oxygen therapies you'll have access to as well. But the most important story I need is yours. Just by itself, the Oxy Solution Manual will change your life forever. Even people who didn't consider themselves sick or diseased saw immediate mental focus, calmness, energy, endurance, and well-being. But because I want to give you an unfair advantage, I want you to have the kind of full, exciting life you deserve. I'm also going to include the oxygen diet. You should pay attention because this is truly groundbreaking. When I was researching the Oxy solution, I painstakingly researched dozens of foods and ingredients and newly discovered superfoods and discovered the secrets to adding oxygen to your cells through food. I studied what cultures and societies with the least illnesses eat every day and compiled it into this bonus. These recipes are easy and, yes, delicious. There are recipes that clean your blood, clean the fluids in your body, and make it even easier for oxygen to enter your cells. Imagine slurping a rich, sweet, cold chocolate shake or frappuccino for breakfast. Well, you can have it any time you want, but this one is made of foods that are oxygen-rich, full of antioxidants, full of protein, and most importantly, so delicious you'll think it's a crime that it's so healthy. Most people, and even health experts who read this, are shocked at the information I discovered. When you grab your copy of the Oxy solution today, you'll get the Oxygen Diet completely free. Okay, so how do you get started? How much am I releasing the Oxy solution manual plus my groundbreaking Oxygen Diet for? Let me just ask you a question. How much is it worth to you to protect yourself and the people you love? How valuable are they? To have the secret code that makes your body the kind that allows you and your loved ones to reap all the joy life has to offer and avoid spending the last decades of your life crippled by fear? If you're still watching this, you'd pay a lot. Well, I got some really good news for you. I want to make this an easy decision for you. The regular price of Oxy solution is just $97, which every person who's actually used the program tells me is a total steal. Why? Just think about it for a second. How many hundreds or thousands of dollars have you spent in the past trying to get over a cold or the flu, not to mention health insurance? Or if you couldn't use insurance, how much did you spend on ridiculous hospital bills that charge you $6 per pill? How many ointments have you bought for skin problems, or for aches and pains, or to settle a sour stomach? The fact is that the Oxy solution has been shown again and again for over a century to work, to give you the freedom to choose, the freedom to be healthy, which should make a tiny one-time investment of $97 seem like a bargain. But you know what? When I'm finished with this market test, I'm going to hold a special sale where I discount the program by a generous 30% and offer it for just $67. But because you're getting it here early, if you act right now, I'll let you have the Oxy solution plus the Oxygen Diet for just $39.95. All you have to do to get started is click the big, shiny, inviting Add to Cart button that has just appeared below. You'll gain instant access to everything and will start the road to dominant health today. As soon as you click Add to Cart, you'll be able to download the entire program, go through the manual, and start using these simple little tricks and techniques I give you as soon as possible with something you're facing. Your children, your spouse, and you will be able to see for yourself the incredible results you'll get with the Oxy solution. And there's, of course, my 100% no questions asked guarantee. Here's how it works. Order today and use the material. If you aren't blown away, and if you don't get incredible results, simply email me within 60 days for a complete refund. No fine print, no BS. Listen, here's the deal. The way I like to help people is, I don't believe I deserve your money unless I get you results. I take a tremendous amount of pride in this product. It took a long time to put it together. I've talked to a lot of doctors. I've done a lot of research. It was actually life-changing for me. And I've discovered there are simple techniques you can use to live with strength far into the future. I know you're going to get great results with this, which is why I'm willing to give you such a safe, no questions asked guarantee. You can feel completely safe today knowing that you're protected, and that when you do invest in the Oxy solution, you will either get results or get your money back. It's that simple. All you have to do to get started, again, is click the big Add to Cart button below, and you'll be able to get the Oxy solution manual for the low price of just $39.95. Plus, you'll get the complete Oxygen Diet absolutely free. But you have to act now. I'm selling this program right now for just $39.95. I want to help as many people as I can, so really, you've got a really simple choice to make. Option 1 is for you to do nothing. Keep going the way you are now, keeping frustrated, and take the risk that things can get worse because you don't take action. Keep, going on the internet and trying one thing after another and just get more and more frustrated. I can tell you from the testimonials you've seen already and more that I will show to you, the full healthy life you imagine can be yours. Your body wants to be healthy. You just need to help it do so. You just need to know how to open the door for oxygen to bathe your cells and strengthen its defenses. Then there's option number 2. You can take what you learned today and try it out yourself. You can take the basic ideas I talked to you about oxygen therapy and what it means to your body and go out and use it for yourself or a loved one. And you might get some decent results. But wouldn't you rather have a sure thing? Wouldn't you rather have a simple system that others around the world have already used? And have that in your corner as you try to make this happen? But of course, there's an option number 3. Risk nothing at all today. Grab the Oxy Solution training for just $39.95 right now. Devour the material. Put it into action. See how little it takes for you to get that incredibly youthful feeling of strength and vitality again. Again, all you have to do to get started is click the big, shiny, inviting Add to Cart button below. You'll get instant access to everything. As soon as you hit Add to Cart, you'll be able to get an email that gives you the download link. You can download the entire Oxy Solution program, everything I've promised you here, right now. You can be going through it in just a few minutes from now, and you can be getting incredible results. It won't take you very long to go through the material. There's not really a lot of theory here. It's really focused on results. Everything in this program is focused on giving you exactly what you need in order to get the kind of awesome, wonderful, healthy vitality you deserve to have. And all you have to do to get what you want is click the Add to Cart button below. You will get great results like so many others have before you. And if you are worried, you don't have to be. You're backed up by my 100% money-back guarantee. Listen, if you're here, it's because you're looking for a better way. Maybe it's your illness, or maybe it's someone else's. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be as healthy as you can. You just need help. Even celebrities like Jenny McCarthy, Dr. Oz, and Montel Williams have promoted the miraculous results of oxygen therapy. But what about everyday regular people like you and me? Here are some of the many stories of miraculous healing with the use of oxygen. Kathy says, "I can't wait to see what happens after I get through the whole regimen. Before I started, I had very, very dry, flaky skin, especially on my torso, and that has all but disappeared. My skin is probably the best it's ever been in my life." Sunny says, "My family are feeling such an awesome general well-being after just a month. I won't write too much because I really believe that you need to discover and study this for yourself. I will quickly list the things it has healed within myself, husband, and 4 boys. Here we go. Heartburn, eczema, asthma, acne, bronchitis, concentration, and the one that I love the most is my 3-year-old now eats. I have been battling with him ever since his near drowning and being in a coma for a week. It is our belief that all the drugs and toxins pumped into him back then have stunted his growth. He has only ever craved sweet foods. Well, now my baby is eating so much fruit and yogurt. That alone is worth more to me than even curing my own asthma. I thank God for giving us this knowledge and will continue the therapy for the rest of our living days. I can't thank you enough." Ruth from Illinois writes, "So far, my progress has been 1. Swelling in neck, gone. 2. Tightness in chest, I think from infection and sinuses draining into chest while I was asleep, gone. 3. Insomnia, from worrying about my throat closing while asleep, gone." Then there's Vanessa, who wrote, "My friend, who is only 37, who has severe arthritis, has been following exactly from the book. She was even unable to open her own screw-top pop bottle and was taking 8 or more pain pills per day and was still in a lot of pain, especially when it changed weather here or rained. She has been pain-free and med-free for going on 2 weeks. She can open up her own pop and can almost make a fist, something she has been unable to do, and she does not remember how many years. For me and my husband, it seems like we seem fuller, we all do, and sleep amazingly very deeply. We have an energy that we cannot really explain, and for me, this is the clearest my mind has been in a long time." Sherry wrote, "I have relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis and was diagnosed in September 2004, but was told by my neurologist I had to have had MS for over 20 plus years back in 2004, so over 28 years now. My balance has improved greatly. I know by the way I am walking now without my cane or my walker that I'm being healed." Let's not forget Frida, who was suffering from leukemia. "I was a level 3 leukemia when I started using the info in this book, and 1 month later I am a level 0. And Dan writes, "In just 7 days, the treatment got rid of a cancerous spot on my face." I think in this presentation, I've shown you enough of how effective this material is. If you've watched this far, it shows how committed you are to finding answers. That's the right thing to do. And all you have to do is click Add to Cart button below. You'll get everything tonight, and you'll be able to find out for yourself if the Oxy Solution is everything so many others are saying it is. I'm personally extremely confident. Why? Because I've seen it work. It has worked for me. And the vast majority of folks who buy the Oxy Solution program and put it into effect in their own lives literally do have fantastic results. I want you to have those results as well. And all you have to do is click the Add to Cart button below, download the Oxy Solution program, start going through it, start using it in your own life, and experience those results for yourself. Again, I'm Kevin Richardson. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I can't wait to hear about your success. If you're still watching, I bet you have some questions. Here are the most common ones. Where can you get this natural oxygenating therapy? Is it available in any country? There are several oxygen therapies I reveal to you. The ones I focus on the most are, for obvious reasons, the ones you can do on your own and at home. But I also include a list of clinics that are oxygen therapy friendly and also allow for insurance. No matter what, you will have all the information to use any therapy you want in the Oxy solution. Is it difficult to administer the therapy? What does it entail? It's extremely simple. If you can drink water, breathe air, and walk, you can apply the therapies I show you. How exactly does the Oxy solution work? It is just a matter of identifying the source of the problem and addressing the source, not putting a Band-Aid on a symptom. The Oxy solution does exactly that, addresses the source. Two-time Nobel Prize-winning Dr. Otto Warburg shocked the world when he revealed that most illness is caused by insufficient levels of oxygen in the body. The natural oxygenating therapies described in the Oxy solution are able to give your immune system the one thing it needs before anything else to do what it was designed to do, to protect you, to keep you well. It's hard to believe this can be so effective. I felt exactly the same way, so I know how you feel. To answer that question, I want you to think about all the cures that were like that. The germ theory was once thought of that way. People didn't have microscopes then, so they could not see it. But Louis Pasteur proved that in the presence of germs, infection occurred. People then couldn't believe one thing affected so many different types of infections. The same was true of vitamin C. When something is new, it is always strange and unusual. Just like the idea that germs caused infection, or that vitamin C was so important for us. There was a time when that was a new discovery too, and they felt exactly the same way. Is the Oxy solution available in bookstores? Unfortunately, no, it's not currently available in bookstores. I'm making it digital so you can have it wherever you go, so you can read it on your computer or on your mobile device or wherever. Just like I care about finding a natural solution to health, I also want to protect the environment and save a few trees. How long do I have to wait before I start feeling a difference? It's hard to tell. It really depends on your current health and how diligent you are in following the advice and steps I detail. Although we've seen improvements overnight, it might take longer depending on how long you've struggled with what you're currently dealing with. The only real way for you to see if it will work very fast for you is to start using it as soon as possible. I heard it was possible to suffer from a severe health problem for years, and in one night have solved for good. Is this even possible? Likely not. In fact, if you see any plan out there making claims that every single person will get results like this, don't believe it. Now, it's true, some people get fast results, but it's simply not the norm. If your friend had contacted me, I would have told her to give it a few days and allow your body to get used to the new strength it is getting and allow it to take its course. Next is a rather painful question, yet one I feel we need to address. When will my Oxy solution and bonus be delivered to me? Instantly. Here's why. First, I wanted to ensure that you didn't have to put off the hope and enthusiasm you're feeling now by waiting a week or more. I made sure everything was delivered right to your inbox. All of it is easily downloadable with a click of your mouse. They can be read on any device, a Mac, PC, or even a tablet or smartphone. This makes it simple to stay consistent because you're a click away from getting your copy of Oxy Solution and the Oxygen Diet. Finally, we want to save you money, so we cut out any shipping expense. We'll take you immediately to the members downloads area the second you complete your order today. Plus, we'll send you an email to follow up with you and ensure you have everything you need. Can I get absolute assurance that I'll get results? I assure you of this. You'll either see results or you pay nothing at all. You're given 60 days to see the results you desire. It's really that simple. The reality is simple. Those who see the best results open the books and then follow the simple guidelines. They do this consistently, and of course, they become our best success story. However, nothing on earth will ever work for you unless you work with it first. That's only fair, correct? The great news is, even if you never open the book, and I really hope that isn't the case, you can still receive every penny back. I'm confident that you will open the book, start using it, get results, and love it. Are there any weird foods I can only get at super expensive grocery stores? Not at all. There are no expensive devices to buy, no drugs, no side effects. I think the price is too high. I'll try this on my own. Well then, I wish you a lot of luck. You'll need it. I tried it on my own for decades, and until I found out how the brain decides when it's time to sleep, nothing worked and nothing made sense. As for the price, if you consider a handful of pennies a day too much of a price to regain your health, prevent diseases that are killing us today, and boost your energy, well, quite frankly, this is not for you. Please leave now. There are people who are serious about this, and you are using up bandwidth. You'll spend more than this dining out possibly in a day, and definitely in a few days. You'll spend more than this going to the movies. You'll even spend more than this on parking if you live in a city or on your pet's food supply for the month. Are you seriously suggesting that your body isn't more valuable than your pet, your parking spot, or a lousy movie? Thankfully, smart people think differently. They are able to make a wise decision when they see one, and this is a wise decision. Look below this presentation now and just glide your mouse over the order button, then click it. Do that now, and I'll greet you on the next page where you can claim this gift. We'll deliver your book and the bonus at lightning speed. By this time next week, you will feel lighter and more energetic, guaranteed. I'm more interested in the Oxygen Diet. Can I just get that one? Here's the good news. When you order now, you get both Oxy Solution and Oxygen Diet 100% risk-free. Remember, we've put together an entire book jam-packed with a powerful health-boosting way of life. These books break down some of the top research out there and give simple and easy things you can do to drastically improve your health. It's yours risk-free. What if I change my mind about the Oxy Solution program? How do I get my full refund? But in the event that you're not 100% satisfied for whatever reason, simply email us and let us know. You can keep everything you've received and get a full refund for the next 60 days, no questions asked. Again, there's no time like the present to get started. Every day you waste is another day of superior health you could have enjoyed. So I urge you, act right now. Click the button below right now, and let's take this journey together.